Hey guys, Cam here, and welcome to Aussie's Beaut, new Beaut. There's no doubt in my mind that it's happened to Land Cruiser drivers at least once. You know, you get out your car, you pull your handbrake or your e-brake, as all the cool kids are saying it, and then you look behind you and your car is following you down the hill because your handbrake doesn't work. I'm Cam from Aussie's Beaut, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a talk over on the Superior Engineering 4x4 Accessories Superior Handbrake upgrade that you can buy for your Land Cruiser. Doesn't matter if it's a troop carrier, suited for the 76, 78, 79 and the 80 series Land Cruiser. Let's jump into it. This is purely a walkthrough, not an installation guide, so if you're looking for an installation guide, Superior Engineering actually have one on their YouTube channel, which you can actually watch. It goes through it in heaps of details on how to install it. I'm purely just here to see if it actually works or not. So presentation-wise, it comes in a pretty neato little round cardboard box. Pretty sick. But if you think that's sick, you should see the inside. I've opted to have a medium sticker sent to me, a stubby holder, and the kit itself. I mean, just look at that stubby holder. That is some good quality. The sticker as well. Unfortunately, for me, they only had it in the large sizes, so now I'm gonna have this massive banner on the rear window. But this stubby holder right here, it's going right on top of me knob. Inside the kit, you'd get what you would expect. You get the drill bit, which actually I didn't expect, so that's pretty neato of them. You also get these spacing brackets, which give more leverage onto the gearing of the handbrake and what makes this work a lot better than, you know, just your standard factory handbrake. You also get this spacing mounting bracket, which is actually, you know, lifts it up, because obviously if you're adding a bit more height to your handbrake, then you're gonna need a larger bracket. And you get your bolts and screws. I'm gonna jump in and install this, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I went, any issues that I faced, any tips or anything like that on how you could possibly do it easier. As I said, this isn't a full installation guide. This is just the tips and, you know, my overall thoughts of it. But without further ado, let's jump into it and see how we go. As you can see here, I've still got my factory handbrake in. Haven't actually taken it out yet, but all you got to do is undo these bolts around here, drill out these pop rivets, take it out and reinstall it. It's pretty simple. As I said, they go over it on their YouTube channel, so if you're looking for an installation guide, go to it. Now I'm going to get to installing this and seeing if it works or not. I'll see you then. Rightio, so got the new Superior Engineering handbrake attachment in. As you can see, everything is done up. All the bolts are in place. Now, going over it, I'll just say a couple of things which I wish I'd have known beforehand. These things could either make you or break you. In my case, they kind of broke me a bit, but let's just go over a few things now. Number one. This silver bracket here didn't really line up, and what I mean by that is you could see on it kind of the holes were cut a bit dodgily and a bit uneven, like on this side, this one, they're all a bit uneven. So I found that when I ran the wire up through into here and then got all these bolts, tightened all these bolts down and so on, after this bracket was already in place, and then I realized that it didn't fit. I couldn't actually take it off, couldn't put it in my bench vise, and I couldn't drill out the holes. So I had to undo all 3 bolts that I did manage to get up, and then rotate this around and file it out, and then, you know, get a drill and then drill out the rest of it, just to shave the edges off a bit, just so it will fit. Other than that, it worked well. Number 2, if you're like me and have built a center console, my handbrake kind of did make contact with it. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect you while you're driving or anything like that. It just makes a bit of contact. That I'm completely fine with. One day, maybe I'll cut the section out of my center console that I made. And apart from that, it doesn't really matter too much. It did make it hard putting the handbrake back in. Obviously, to get all 4 of these holes lined up, the handbrake needs to be down completely, so in the off position, not on. To do that, I really had to push it up against there, get the holes in, and then, you know, do them up. But apart from that, that was fine. Apart from that, really easy install. If I didn't have the mishaps that I did, I probably could have had it done in 15 minutes. Like, it was very easy. The hardest part was just doing up the bolts and probably taking the seat out. So with that being said, and the brake being able to pull up, oh yeah, very, very hard to pull up, eh? Oh, I can already feel that working. I'm going to put the seat back in and then I'm going to take it for a test drive. There's a massive hill next to my house, so I'm going to test it on that and see how we go. Before I continue on, I just want to say that if you don't know how this upgrade affects the vehicle or how it works or anything like that, watch the video that Superior 4x4 said. They'll go through everything, including how it actually affects it. But for now, we're going to go take it out for a bit of a drive and see how we go. Rightio, so I'm here in my back driveway. I'm completely stopped and now I'm on a bit of a hill, not too much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my handbrake, pull it up as hard as I can, which is that hard there. So that's up as far as it will go. Now we're going to do the test. I'm going to let go of the brake in 3, 2, 1. And surprisingly, it caught. My foot is not on the brake right now. I think I'm going to try on a bigger hill. Now we're on a hill that's a fair bit steeper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test it coming downwards. Pull out the brake. See how we go. Nah, we're still going. Yep, so that was a downward test, failed. Don't get me wrong, this is a pretty massive hill. Pretty steep, but still, it's failed the downwards test. So how about going back upwards? Here we are on the same hill, facing upwards now. Not in gear, anything like that. Pull the brake up as hard as it will go, and I'm just gonna see if it goes. Nah, we're still moving. It caught it for a sec, so we'll try that again. Nah, it's still going. Rightio. Let's head back and let's evaluate.
Even though that the handbrake upgrade seemed like a loss, I decided not to give up hope too quickly. So I decided to pull my car apart and actually have a look at my handbrake shoes, and sure enough, they were at the stage where they just about needed some changing. So I went to Autobarn the next day after work and decided to order in some new handbrake shoes for about $60. They arrived within about a week, so I got set into putting the new ones in so I could test it and get some proper results.
Meanwhile,
Is this what we like to see, or is this what we like to see? No, I better reel it in.
nice.
Now this side's been a head, so I'm gonna go buy some beer when I get the
Pads.
Now that I've got the new shoes, I can finally put it in my vehicle. Well, on my vehicle. Either one. It works. But I kind of need it this weekend, so I'm glad that they arrived when they did. It's been about a week since I did the testing with the old shoes, so now, hopefully, these will go in without a hitch, and we'll be able to continue on. Alright, so I've done both sides. This side here, just need to adjust, so I need to put the rotor on and then go through and make sure it clamps alright, and then make sure that it grips. Apart from that, we should be good, hopefully. If there's a couple main things that I gathered from, basically replacing your handbrake shoes, it's that you have to listen to the song Grease is the Word. Bird, can you not while I'm filming? Bird, this is plural. You have to listen to the song Grease is the Word. And also as well, the retaining clips that are on this thing are a pain in the ass. These fellas here that sit right behind are the worst if you don't have the right tool for it. Me, I had flathead screwdriver, the end of an Allen key attachment, and basically that's about it. Oh, and clamps. Rightio, so for probably the first time in the past 2 months, the car is back together and fully assembled. Even though the battery's flat, we've just jumped that fella because, you know, listening to music while at work is a lot better. But I've had a few beers tonight, so I'm going to test it tomorrow and see how we go with the new handbrake. It's all working well and it is looking schmick. So without further ado, I'll jump you guys to tomorrow where you'll see our results. So it's day... Rightio, so it's the next morning. I've replaced the shoes, got the handbrake here. The handbrake is not on, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it up. Handbrake is on, not in gear, foot out. We're good, mate, that is perfect. Not moving at all. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to a larger hill where I can actually get a bit more force put on the vehicle and a bit more force put on the brakes. So with the old pads on the other hill, which is just up the road, not very steep, it only just worked after a couple of attempts. This one here, it never worked because it's just really steep. So we're gonna give it another try. So I've got the handbrake here, pulling it up, ease out the clutch, and now we are off of the brakes and we're rolling. Pretty much expected that, it's a pretty big hill.
Now that I've done the installation and found out how easy it is and just how effective it is, I hope that this video helps all of you Land Cruiser drivers in the endless struggle of trying to find the way to get the vehicle to stay stopped when you pull the handbrake. If there's a couple things that I can really learn from this, it's that 1, if you're going to clean your brake components in the bathroom, make sure you don't live with any other people. Trust me, it leaves a mess. 2, as I was doing this, I found out there was a dog bone extension. If you're not too sure what the dog bone is inside of the Land Cruiser handbrake, then I'll post a photo on the screen right now of it. It's a little spacer in between the 2 shoes at the top, and I reckon with an extended one, this brake pad might become even more effective. Now my basic thoughts on it. Is it going to be worth the $149, including postage, that I actually paid for it? In my words, no, not really. Yes, it does stop the vehicle on mild flat surfaces, but it doesn't really do too much when there's a bit of a slope or an incline. You would still be better off putting your vehicle in first gear, and if I'm completely honest, even if you've got the best handbrake in the world, I highly recommend putting your vehicle in gear when parking. In the future, I definitely do plan on doing the dog bone extension upgrade, so you can definitely stay tuned for that, where I can pair the dog bone upgrade with the actual handbrake lever upgrade and see how it goes after that, comparing how it'll perform afterwards on the exact same environments. Me changing the shoes over in this demonstration was just purely for you guys to show you how it performs even after you've put new shoes in it. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please like it, share it around on 4-wheel drive Land Cruiser forums, and I'll see you guys in the next video.